Good morning, guys. This is Mrs. Stevenson with our art lesson. Now, next week we will be starting our end of the year art project for 3rd through 5th grade. Sorry, I made a mess on my keyboard here that I'm trying to fix. But today I just thought we could dabble in some oil paints. Now, what I did is I drew the outline of Michigan, and then I used some simple masking tape to keep the paint from spreading outside that area. And I have my oil paints, I have my paint thinner, because when you are working with oils, you cannot wash your brush in water. It just doesn't work. So you have some paint thinner. And I use a cloth to help dry it off a little bit. Now, I have covered the painting area with some liquid white, which will help the oil colors spread around as I need them to. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make like the sky. So we need some blue. Why won't it open? Please forgive me, guys. I have not used my oils in quite a while. So just a little, because oil paints go a long way. And I think I'll add a little darker blue. Just a little bit, just a touch. Just like a dab. And then I'll add a little bit of white in there to lighten it up a little bit. Where is my titanium white? There's titanium white, my favorite. Yeah, come on. There we go. And I do have some protective stuff down on the table so I don't ruin my table, which would be really bad. All right. So now that I have my colors set, I'm going to use my 3/4 inch brush, and I am going to mix these colors just a little bit. And I'm going to start at the top, and with X motions, just like Bob Ross, I am going to make the sky. See why I put the tape up there? And also the white adds a little bit of cloudy, wispy clouds to it. And you just pull it down. Pull the color down as you go. And since the bottom is going to be like a lake, I'll keep pulling it to the bottom. Hoi. A little bit more. See, look how far this is going here. And as you pull it down, you'll notice that the sky gets to be a lighter color from where you started. Which is a good thing because the sky tends to lighten as you go closer to the horizon. Okay, so we have it covered in blue now, our Michigan, our mitten. And I just freehanded the mitten. I figured it'd be okay. All right, so next, I'm not going to clean my brush yet because I'm just used just some titanium white. And I'm going to tap some clouds in there with my 3/4 inch brush. So I'm just going to tap it in there. And then maybe above the thumb here, we're just going to tap in some clouds. Why are you not working? Maybe I do need to clean my brush. Let's try cleaning the brush before we do this. And I am using a paper plate to put my paint on because it's just easier to throw it out when I am done. Alright. So I'm using my paint thinner. I did put it in a recycled container. That way I can just cap it and use it again next time. Paint thinner usually goes a long way. So I'm just cleaning my brush now so I can have a nice fresh start. Do I have another tappy brush? I do have another tappy brush. Alright, my 3/4 inch brush might just go to the side for a minute. Alright, 3/4 inch brush. I have a tappy brush. It's a nice round tip brush. It'll make nice clouds. So I'm going to just tap it in the paint here. And let's see if this works a little bit better, shall we? To make just some little wispy clouds. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Now wipe it on the cloth. More titanium white. Just in the middle, it's not quite so. There we go. Now we're getting some good white in there. Wispy clouds. We'll put a little few wispy clouds here. More titanium white. I'm putting a little at a time because I don't like to waste my oils. I'm a little stingy with my oils. So just a few clouds here. Add a little paint thinner to the, just a little bit to the white so that it doesn't, so it moves a little freer. There we go. There's some nice puffy clouds. Puff, 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 puff. Look how nice they're blending. What?
Getting some Bob Ross vibes.
You're getting some Bob Ross vibes?
Yeah.
Excellent. He is my hero. So.
I can definitely tell. You know what? That's a Bob Ross thing.
Yes, I used some Bob Ross stuff. All right. Make a few more little puffy clouds. You can make however many you want. This is your picture, you know? Acrylics are nice, but they don't work quite as nice as the oils. So. I need a little bit more titanium white because I want to finish these clouds. Titanium white will be your best friend, I promise. A little bit of paint thinner just to thin out the oils. That way I can just kind of tap on. Alright, so we have some nice puffy clouds here. Okay. Next step. We are going to add just a little, where's my paint knife? Sweetie, will you hand me my box, my little package of paint knives here?
Which one do you need?
Just hand me the thing. Thank you very much. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and clean off this brush. Set it aside to dry for a few minutes.
What does a paint knife do?
I'll show you what a paint knife does. A paint knife is a different way to move the paint across the canvas. That's an excellent question. Okay, so I would like to add some trees below the clouds. So I'm going to need a little bit of greens. So we're going to mix our greens a little bit. A different part of the plate. So we'll put a little bit of bright green. We'll make it summertime in northern Michigan. We'll do a little Viridian. It's a little darker. Alright, so again, with my 3/4 inch brush, I'm going to add just a little bit of paint thinner on the end here. I'm going to mix my two colors. My lighter green and my darker green for like a different hue. A little bit more paint thinner, not too much, because I don't want it to be runny. There we go. Now I'm just going to tap in the trees, just like Bob Ross. So I'm just going to kind of tap in some trees here.
What's liquid paint? Liquid white.
Liquid white, it kind of helps the paint move around the... I don't know why this isn't working. Maybe some more paint thinner would help. Mix some paint thinner in. Let's see if that's going to help at all. Make it more inky. Let's see if that's going to let me tap in some trees. Ah, there we go. And I'm just tapping in the trees here. getting the paint, just tapping in a row of trees. You can do so much with just a 2-inch brush, or excuse me, a 3/4 inch brush.
You know, did you know that Bob Ross was like the most artist of his time?
Bob Ross, I learned how to paint with oils from Bob Ross. I'm gonna add the trees a little over this way too.
No, he was like the best painter or artist of all his time.
Yeah, he did a good job. All right, so we have a few trees. I think I'm gonna extend the tree line here a little bit. And I'm just tapping them in. I think there's a piece of tape here from my masking tape. I'll just put on the tape here. Alright, so we have our tree line. Nice, very nice. I'd like it to be a little darker, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of the dark green. Just to add some depth to it. Get a little bit of paint thinner. Well, that did not work, so let's use a different brush for a minute. Because I'm going to add a little bit of texture in there. A little bit of depth. So I'm going to leave that in there for just a second. Get my tap brush. Do I want my tap brush? I do not want my tap brush. I want my flat brush. 1/2 inch flat brush. Alright. And I'm going to mix up the paint thinner with a little bit of the darker Vermilion. I'm just going to tap just a couple spaces here. Clean my brush off from the little more paint thinner. It's still a little thick. That's what's also great about using the paint thinner. Alright, I'm just going to add a couple of little highlighted areas. Clean your brush off, get the light green off between each pass. Just add a little depth in here. A little bit of depth. Cleaning off the light green in between each tap. Alright, so we have some darker green in there now. Terrific. Alright, so there's our tree line. Next, we need to make this down here look like some water. And to do that, we are going to take a dry fan brush. Let's clean this stuff off. Let's go ahead and take a moment to make sure our brushes are cared for. All right. All right. So I'm going to take a fan brush here. And I'm just going to pull some of this down. Pull some of it down from the bottom so it's like a reflection. And nice and easy, go back and forth over it. So it's a nice reflection. There we go. Pull some of it down a little bit more. And we can even come back with our fan brush and make a little bit of a more prominent reflection here. See? Pretty cool, huh? It's amazing what you can do if you have the courage to simply try. There we go. Let's rinse off our fan brush here. Here we go. Rinse, rinse, rinse. And clean. Alright, so now we're going to take our painting knife and we want to try to make it look like the edge of the water there and then put some watermarks in here. So we're just going to use some white. Alright. And we are going to cut off a small, we're going to just kind of cut our knife into the white a little bit. So you have a little bit on the edge of your brush. You're going to go and just kind of cut into it a little bit. It's okay if it mixes. We're just going to kind of tap some white with the paint knife, so you people know that it's a water line. You can see the white kind of trying to show up there. I'm trying to clean my brush off between each pass because I want the white to show, not the green. Okay, so we're having a little bit of a water line starting here. It's pretty groovy. I'm just cutting like a sawing motion right into the bottom of where the defined trees that we decided were. So a little bit more right there. A little bit more on that very tip here. All right. So there you can see our water line clearly defined in the reflection. That's cool. That's cool. Now, I'm going to clean off my knife. And I'm going to put that aside just for a few minutes. Next, I shall add just a little bit of water lines. I'm going to use a very, very tiny little 1/4 inch brush here. More titanium white. Just a little bit. I'm going to add some paint thinner because I want it to just kind of tap across here. Alright, here we go. And I just want a little bit on there so we can just kind of, you know, clean the brush off between each pass. There's already more white down here though, so it'll work. Just, you know, just some waves and stuff. Make it look watery. We all know what water looks like. All right, that should do it. Next, we are going to do, so I'm gonna take my knife again, because we gotta make a pier. I saw this picture online, I thought it was pretty cool. So we're gonna make like a dock here. And we need to figure out how far we want it out, and then you just take this paint knife, and you're gonna pull it straight down, just to get the basic outline of your dock here. And of course, it's a little wider as it goes out, so you know. All right. You can't really see that I pulled the paint away, but I promise I did. So for our dock, we need to mix some browns. So brown, mix that brown. We'll mix a little bit of yellow ochre, just to give it like a woodsy. So we want it to look woody. And we'll add some titanium white, my favorites. And I'm going to use one of my knives. I'm just going to use like another knife to mix it. So I'm just going to mix it here. See, I'm just mixing it in my... Haven't been very organized with my colors today. Now, I don't want it completely mixed. I want it to have kind of a marbly look to it. Because I am going to be getting a little row of paint with my knife. Just cutting off a little row of paint. I'm sure I just put paint on my face. That's right. I'll get it off later. Just a little row of paint. Let's see if this works without having to... I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it because I'm scared. And then you just pull it down. Pull it down. Get another little... Clean off your brush. Get another row of paint. I'm just... See, it's coming along. A little row of paint. I love the marble effect that it's giving me here. It's fantastic. And a little row of paint because it needs to get wider as it comes closer to us a little bit. So, okay, a little bit more. A little bit more at the top here and pull it straight down. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So we have our little dock. We need to make some like posts with it. This is getting really messy. What a messy day. All right. Now I'm going to add with, which brush should I use? Which one? This one. I'm going to add some paint thinner and mix it up in there because I want to add a couple of little, I'm just going to kind of roll it. That way it's a nice little post. I'm going to add some post at the end. Some just little to make it an actual dock. All right, so I gotta add a little bit more there. Okay, fill in the spots. All right. Now, what next? Maybe a boat. Maybe a boat. Maybe a boat. Okay, but I might add my boat later. Right now we are running out of time. Well, let's do one more thing. We're going to add a little bit of black to this dock mix because I want to make it look like planks. I see the paint on the tip of my nose and it's really affecting my peripheral vision. It's kind of funny. So I'm just going to kind of mix it up. I'm going to use my other little knife here. Just get some on the knife and just kind of, well, I didn't want it to be that dark, but okay. Just kind of bring up some wood. Here, we'll do the dock. We'll do the boat. It won't take too long to do a boat, I guess. All right, so there's the dock. Our nice little dock here. We'll put a little bit of just on the. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do the boat. For the boat, we're going to use some brown, just some brown. Just some brown. And some paint thinner. Some brown and some paint thinner with a nice angled brush. And we're going to mix it up. So we want this paint to just slide right on the canvas here. Alright, so for a boat, you need the back of it. You need it to kind of angle up. So let's make our little boat. It's not going to be the best boat in the world, but it'll be a boat. Alright. So a little more paint thinner so it slides on there a lot easier. Alright. I'm going to take this knife and I'm just going to kind of pull some of this paint off. There we go. Now it should be a lot easier to just kind of it's a boat. Here's like the side of the boat. We're going to take this little knife here, maybe add a few little water lines. Around it. Like I said, not the world's best boat, but you know what'll do.
Not the world's best bear.
There we go. We're going to add a little bit of black here just to make it a little bit more interesting on the interior. Cute bear. Add some paint thinner. We're going to add just a little bit of extra. Right, so a little boat. We're gonna have like, little seats across it. All right, so I didn't do a good boat, but I had a good time. The last thing we need to do is sign our name. So we do a little black, lots of paint thinner. Where'd my brown? Oh, there it is. I gotta make sure I put my tools away correctly so that I can use them next time. I'll worry about that later. So lots of paint thinner. So it's like ink. But isn't that kind of pretty? Oh wait, yeah, I can't do that yet because I need to, I'm just going to kind of roll it. There we go. Now we're going to take off our tape and put it in the plate because I'm just going to throw the plate away. So let's pull off tape to try and see something of a finished product here. I need to erase my extra pencil line, but it's okay. Cool. Alright. I think I put too much tape, but I guess it's better than not enough. Oh man, did I get messy? Okay. It's been a while since I've worked with oils, but it's okay because I had a good time showing you. I think maybe if I cut out a piece of poster board and put it on top of here first, might make things a little more accurate, but it's okay. Doesn't look terrible. I just need to erase my extra lines when this dries in a month. Well, part of my signature is going to come off. I'm not worried about that. So here is our Michigan painting. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something. And I hope you guys will see you tomorrow for Wayside School. Bye.